Good day, everyone, and welcome to another segment on the bench. Today I'm going to tie you up a bullet head hopper. This is one of my favorite hopper patterns to throw. The way I do the foam on this hopper sits nice in the water, floats really well. I've got lots of foam in the back here, makes a great hopper dropper fly too. So we'll go over the materials as I put it on the shank here for you. We'll go as we got it along. I'll post the recipe at the end of the video for you too. So to start, we'll grab ourselves a Daiichi 1280 size 6 dry fly hook, nice straight shank. I'm going to use some 6/0 yellow thread. You can use tan, really the color is not going to matter. Either tan or yellow would be my first choice. Dress the shank so nothing slides around on you. Get a bit of a body to work with there. Now what I'd like to do with these, I'm going to tie this up in segments. I'm just going to bring a black felt marker in here. I'm going to mark off my tie-in point is right above the barb, of course. And I'm marking my shank. You can see that or not, little black segments on there. Then what I use is this larvae lace foam. It's really a nice closed cell foam, floats like a top. Cut a strip off. Three-eighths of an inch or so. Then I'll take the hook out of the vise. Well, before I do that, let me just do another thing here. I want to cut ends off, a bit of a V at the end. I'll grab myself a little torch, my Bic torch. They're a little bit rough when you cut them, but you bring that torch on there, you can smooth them out. They look pretty good. Then I'll take my hook and I'll pierce that right through, just up with the foam a little bit. Get it in my vise. And I'll take my thread back to the tie-in point above the barb. Now the foam is going to be tied from the bottom up. And that gives it's going to look a lot better. And I take 3 turns, and then I pull straight up. Then I'll take the next, and then I take my thread forward to the next segment where I marked with my black marker, just right in the center. Take 3 more turns, pull it straight up. Now when I'm coming forward here, I come over the top of the shank, and when I get it to the center of that black marker, I just take 2 or 3 turns in there just so it stays. And this gives you some really nice equal segments. Take 3 turns or so, pressure's up. One more here. I don't like it's easier to lash it from the top down, but you'll see the slit here is showing, and we're going to cover that with a wing anyway. And I like to have it nice and clean on the bottom. That's what the fish are looking at, and it floats better too. It gives it a nice body. And then in the front, this closed cell foam, you can really tie that down tight. You can snug that right down. Okay, and there. I'll grab myself a turkey quill. Now these I spray with Fix-A-Tiff. It's an artist spray, and it'll stop the turkey from any of your feathers from splitting on you, because they'll split when you're working. So a nice wide section there. Kind of come right to the end, to the bend here. Take a soft turn, then tighten it up a little bit. Gives you a nice overbody. You can cut that strip a little bit narrower if you want a smaller hopper, a little smaller body. This one here had a little smaller body on it, so I would have done a strip a lot narrower. 1/4 inch would be good. Makes this fly really floats. You can put a pretty good nymph underneath this one for a hopper dropper. Okay, and then I'm going to put some knotted pheasant fibers in here for legs, hopper legs. Tie them yourself if you want. You get the hopper leg tying unit. It's a little, I got one here somewhere. I can show it to you. Knot tying tool. I'll get it later. And these, they come in a package. There's, I think Rainey's may have them. I know Semperfly does hopper legs. They do all kinds of smaller knotted legs too. You can buy them in packs. And that's a really nice way of doing it. And your legs are tied back at your joints about the same length. Those will actually kick in the water when you put that under pressure. And your fishing hopper flies, you want to twitch them. Now I'm bringing my thread to the behind the eye, not real tight to the eye. Now we're bringing some deer hair. This is very fine, long tips. They don't float that well. The hair is a little finer. This hair here is nice and coarse. Good, fairly nice tips. It'll float better on a bigger fly. So I'll take some of that. It's always hair has got so many different characteristics, and I'll just brush the under fur out with my bone comb there, or you can pull it out with your hands, whichever you like. Hair gets a little unruly to work with sometimes. You might want to spray that with, use a bounce dryer sheet, rub it on your clothing or whatever, and that'll take some of the static away when you're working with a lot of hair. Hopper legs are pointed out quite a ways right now, but they do kick quite nice when you pressure it, so I like to leave them like that. Put my hair in the stacker. I've got the tips coming out this way now. I want to tie my tips facing forward, so I don't want to change hands too much here. I want to get a short collar. And I'll bring in my other work scissors here with my opposite hand, trim them tips off nice. Then I'll come in at just about almost straight down, maybe at a 45 or so, you could say, and then just get my thread just catching in behind the butts of that hair. That'll tie down a lot better. Now when I put a little pressure on it, it's going to roll around the shank the way I like it. Don't get disappointed when you're working with hair, folks, because it takes a little bit of time to use deer hair, but I'll tell you, it's one of the best materials I've found for fly tying. Now these butts are going to be a little bit on the long side. That'll be okay. That'll work just fine. And this little hopper bullet head tool, just a piece of rubber with a hole in it. Really, you can buy these in a set of 3 at your fly shop. Really reasonable. I'm going to come in here with just a little bit of my an indicator on top here. Hot pink. And if you want to tie it back over itself, you can, or whatever you like to use. Like that's about right the way I like it. Take a couple loose wraps with your thread, nip that off, turn it underneath. Now we just got some of this hair sticking out at the bottom. I lay my scissors down along the shank, leave it stick out the side a little bit. That's good. That'll help some floatability and keep it riding nice and straight. And there you go. Put a little head cement on there. Or you can, if you want bullet heads, you can also use the flex cement is also good on bullet heads. But this is a really nice hopper, like I say, with that Rainey's, or that larva lace foam, I should say. That's a very, very nice closed cell foam. Floats like a cork, and you can hang a really nice weighted nymph underneath that. Some fairly good sized nymphs. So thanks again for watching. We'll have the recipe at the end of the video for you. Catch you again real soon.